For a year and a half, me and my friends, including Tech Legend and Flaming Gaming C, played three different survival worlds: Mystery & Co., Lattice MP, and Elements Craft. Flaming Gaming C, also known as FGC, started something in Mystery & Co. that would not end for a while. We started crafting a story. For some parts we roleplayed, other parts it was purely us just having fun and, well, playing Minecraft. This is the start of that incredible story. We go back to October 10th of 2020, where the adventures begin in Mystery & Co. It was a peaceful time in our village that was not named yet. FGC and I were experimenting with wither skulls and soul sand after we realized they reacted in unique ways with each other. After some experiments, we created a beast we called the Wither. It destroyed our village and we had to retreat to the ravine where FGC had his study. The Wither slowly approached the ravine, destroying all life on the way there. We need a plan, I remember saying. FGC had a plan. He went out to fight the Wither, saying, "That Wither will fall to my blade, even if I die trying." FGC drew the sword and charged at the Wither, but died. The rest of us charged in to avenge him. I picked up his blade, making sure what he said came true. Over the next 2 months, we were rebuilding from the destruction of the Wither. We founded a new town called Co-Town, symbolizing our cooperation. We built a beacon out of the star the Wither dropped. It was all we had to remember FGC. But I would not let FGC go that easily. I searched through his study, remembering what he researched about revival with totems of undying. Eventually I found what I needed. After following the instructions FGC left in a book, FGC was back, but his skin was tainted red and he acted strangely. We showed FGC the town. He decided to build a red crimson house outside of the village along the railway we had built. Over the next few days, griefing appeared in the town. FGC had to be the cause. Me and Tech Legend talked and decided to confront FGC, but only then did we realize the truth. FGC was being possessed by a demon. We called it Demon FGC. We needed to contain Demon FGC. We lured him to where we brought him into our world. We trapped him there, and I followed the instructions in another book about freeing someone from demons. After FGC was freed, things returned to normal. We built a house next to Tech's, and things were looking up for us. Shortly after that, FGC told me that he was not free from his demon half, but was able to quell its fury and set it on the path of good. 2 weeks later, we found a mysterious item that was called an Eye of Ender in a nether fortress. FGC began studying the Eye of Ender and realized that more could be crafted, but one day, mobs rushed towards the town. Me, Tech Legend, and FGC's brother, Funkypen, held the horde off. I went to get FGC, but he was in his study, crafting more Eyes of Ender. I brought him to the town, and he watched as his brother was slain by the last monster. The next few days, he tried to revive him, but failed. We built a statue in his honor. FGC lost the will to study the Eye of Ender. FGC wasn't motivated to do anything. When we wanted to go fishing, he just sighed and went on with his day. It had been 2 weeks since the invasion, and he hadn't changed. I needed to help him. I thought of what I could do. I had an idea. I went to speak with him, reminding him that Funkypen was the one who wanted FGC to discover the mysteries of the eye the most. FGC, inspired, went to his study, grabbed the eye, and did the one thing Funkypen recommended, and threw the eye. He thought it was foolish, but was proven wrong as it changed directions and went into the air. It floated there before returning to the ground. FGC caught it and threw it again. It went the same way into the sky. Eventually, after some more throwing, it reached Co-Town. Tech joined us as we geared up for anything that could happen. I grabbed my bow and arrows, FGC had his sword, and Tech had his pickaxe and axe. We traveled across mountains, oceans, and deserts. It seemed like the eye was bringing us nowhere, but eventually in a forest when we threw it, the eye went down underground and returned to the surface. Tech Legend began digging. Eventually, he found an underground structure. It was a stronghold, like a labyrinth. We navigated it and we found a library with enchanted books. We eventually found a portal room, and the frame had 3 eyes in it. But we put the rest of the eyes in the frame, and it activated. As we stared at the portal, we prepared to go into it. We looked at each other and jumped. The sky was pitch black, a palish yellow stone floating island with obsidian pillars, and a black dragon flew across the sky. It breathed purple breath, hurting us. I fired an arrow at the dragon, and it damaged it. The crystals on the pillars healed the dragon. FGC instructed me to shoot them down as tech legend used blocks he mined to scale up and destroy some. As we dealt with destroying all the crystals, the dragon perched on a bedrock portal that was not active. There was a small pillar in the middle. Tech drew his axe and attacked its legs as I shot an arrow into its eye. The dragon was angry at this and went into a frenzy. Tech was knocked away in all the chaos. His axe laid next to me, and with no arrows left, I grabbed its axe and sliced its chest open. As a final resort, the dragon laid an egg on the bedrock pillar. Before he went through the now active portal, we grabbed it off the podium. We went through the now active portal with the egg as a trophy. We arrived at the town, and Tech built a museum to store the egg. We built a police station, a town hall, a tower to sky limit, and a fence around the town. Cotown was truly expanding. We explored the land and made a path to the stronghold. FGC sold his home to Tech, and he fused it with his mansion. FGC made an underground home in the mountain, but deep in the mountain something was corrupting him. A shadow. He showed us his new home, and we were also infected. FGC started planning something big. We called ourselves the Shadow Warriors. FGC was the most corrupted. He burned a building and threatened to conjure Cotown, or destroy it. We planned to invade the next day. FGC was ready, but I questioned if this was right. The day came and we began the attack. With little resistance, it seemed like we won, but I overcame the corruption, and Tech Legend soon followed. FGC's demon had fought off the corruption, and FGC ran away, fearing he would hurt someone else again. We searched for him for months, and eventually I found him, but I couldn't stop him from killing himself. Demon FGC took his place, but rarely spoke with us. A month later, everyone missed FGC, but we couldn't revive him, just like Funky Pen. One day, we were all working on the railroad, and the world around us was falling apart. A portal appeared. We all looked at it, and with no choice, we wanted to save our lives. We didn't want to fall into whatever the world was collapsing into. We went through it. But what surprised us the most was that when we landed on the beach, falling from the sky as the portal closed behind us, FGC was there. The Legacy trilogy will continue in Light and Pete Legend on Tech Legend's channel. Link to his channel should be on screen right now.